Evening, guys. Brock here with something a little different. Friday and Saturday, I actually had the privilege of seeing Resident Evil Afterlife. Before I get into anything, I would like to say this. I would like to, start off by thanking Paul Anderson for doing the Resident Evil gamer universe a favor. And that's referencing the games in a good way for once. And when I say in a good way, I mean he did things that I wanted to see, and I think a bunch of other people wanted to see. Now, if you're a Resident Evil game fan, and you didn't like this movie, and you didn't see it, don't judge it. I'm just saying right now, the trailers they had for it were just bad. Go and actually see the movie legitimately. See it, and then, say what you want. But for me, I enjoyed it. I liked it. And actually, I really liked it. It was actually probably the first Resident Evil in the movie series that I actually liked. The other ones were complete garbage compared to this one. This one actually redeemed itself, redeemed the series. So, anyway, it starts off in Tokyo, and there's, this Japanese girl, who's just sitting there, and, the credits will roll, and, she becomes a zombie and kills a guy, and you find out that the main Umbrella headquarters is in Tokyo, Japan. So in the opening scene, a whole bunch of soldiers are just killed off, by the Alice clones, And already I was, furious in my movie seat from seeing it. Because the clones were using their psychic powers, they were just killing the soldiers with swords. Now these are highly trained mercenary soldiers that aren't able to hit one of these clones, but they're able to shoot the soldiers from all kinds of distances with mini machine guns. Alright, whatever. Best part was, they tried invading Wesker's little base area, his little base of operations. They managed to kill his guys, but Wesker fucks these bitches up, and he leaves the fucking place and uses a, I forget what the name of the bomb is. It's a type of atom bomb. I'm not even sure if it actually exists. If you ever played the game Mercenaries, it's like that, but it was a giant bomb that sucked everything in and just created a crater. He killed. He demolished, destroyed, obliterated, annihilated. Oh my god. He just destroyed the clones. He fucking eradicated them, wiped them off the face of the earth. Done. All the Alice clones were dead. I'm here clapping in my seat, yelling at the top, well, not the top of my lungs, but I'm just shouting out, "Thank you, Wesker. Thank you." And I was just so fucking happy about it. So then, the real Alice tries to stop him, but as he's escaping on his jet, he actually injects Alice with a antivirus for her special abilities. And at that point, I'm clapping, because now she's actually a survivor. And a lot of Alice fans are pissed about that, but now you need to realize, she is what Resident Evil is now. She's a survivor. She's going to survive. Nope, that did not end there. She still fought things, trying to be all badass. But, alright, I don't want to get too much into the story. I am going to do spoilers, but I'm not going to tell the whole story. So, she finds Claire. Claire finds her, beats her up a little bit, but Alice does eventually knock her out, and finds out that she has the device that Jill had. Apparently, in the movie universe, Wesker puts those devices on everybody, any survivor that he finds, so he can experiment on them. Apparently, in the movie, the device actually takes away memory, it gives memory loss, and I guess Claire lost her memory, and Alice is trying to help her. She finds a prison in Los Angeles where there's a bunch of survivors, stationed, trying to, stay away from the zombies, because there's a shit ton of zombies, at the bottom of the prison, on the outside. And Chris Redfield happens to be a prisoner there. He was a soldier of the United States Army that was stationed over there. And apparently they locked him up. I forgot exactly why they did it, but the survivors are keeping an eye on him. He wanted to get out. There was no way for any of the survivors to get out, and Chris knew the way, so eventually they let him out. Chris is played by Wentworth Miller, and I gotta say, people complain he looks nothing like Chris. I think he does. If you're saying he doesn't look like RE5 Chris, obviously he doesn't. and I'm kind of glad about that because I'm not too crazy about Chris's look in that game. You know, Chris has been one of my favorite characters, but you know what? Warwick Mill actually portrays the look of the remake Chris, honestly, and I think that was fine. I was cool with it. He looked like a Chris. That was cool with me. Claire didn't know who he was because of her memory loss, but he tried to work through that with her. They didn't really show too much of the relationship, except for the fact that they were brother and sister. One thing I didn't understand was, although the movie did a favor and did elements of RE5, it just didn't fit. The executioner walking through the streets of Los Angeles just did not fit. The whole reason of the executioner RE5 is because he was executing somebody from the United States. And he was a big black guy. Most of the population was black, and a couple Arabic and other nationalities. Well, it was probably one of the main reasons. But he just didn't really fit. I mean, he looked badass. They got the look down, you know, the way he acted, taking shots to the face by the handgun, you know. He just, except for the fact that he was knocking at the gate for like an hour before he finally broke it. Claire and Alice actually fought him. Unfortunately, he was killed. Spoiler. And one of the things I actually kind of hate about the movie, I didn't even notice that until I saw it the second time. I noticed change, like pennies and quarters flying out of all the zombies and monsters. And I thought they were trying to be stupid and be like, oh, well, the coins are inside the monsters. Yeah, I actually thought that. Actually, Alice was using the coins and pennies and everything as bullets. I actually don't see that being probable whatsoever. I didn't like that at all. But whatever, you know what? I guess she couldn't find bullets, and, you know, that was the next thing she can use, but whatever. Let's see, they, eventually, they find Wesker. He's in a boat called the, Arcadia. He has his own lab underneath there, and, they actually have a scene where Wesker is fighting Chris and Claire. He's owning them, he's doing his fast moving and shit. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, before that, the Ouroboros. Now, they had the Ouroboros reference with the mouth, how it opened, but they didn't really use the parasite kind of idea. And it wasn't called Ouroboros, it was just the T-virus, I guess, super evolved zombies, that's what happened to them. They weren't like the people in RE5 that had that parasite. But, Wesker apparently had it. His mouth had it, and I didn't understand why it was like that. And I didn't like that at all. But, you know, I kind of got past it. I honestly thought that Alice killed Wesker because she shot him point-blank range in the face with a sawed-off shotgun, and I was like, fuck no, it can't end like that. Apparently, in the movie community, Wesker can regenerate. Now, you never actually know if he can in the video games, but he can regenerate. Yeah. Another thing I didn't really like was Chris and Wesker didn't know each other. They had no backstory, no rivalry, nothing like that. And I was like, fuck, man, really? I actually got past it. You know, it's whatever. But still. Anyway, I'm not going to exactly, say the rest. I will say there's one spoiler at the end, a little bit after the credits. You see Jill commanding an army of Umbrella soldiers. She's in the battlesuit. She has a device on her chest. Sienna Galeli, back as Jill Valentine, with her natural hair color, blonde, which is not Jill's natural hair color, but it fit the role perfectly for Sienna. So you do know that there's going to be a fifth one. And Paul said if this one's successful and he does the fifth one, Leon will be in the next one. Now, what I'm hoping is Jill is not actually a bad guy in the next one. She's just a brainwashed victim. And I hope Chris and her actually have a relationship and Chris tries to help her. Because if they just make her a bad guy and then she ends up getting killed, then the movies are dead for me. Then I will despise them. But for now, I actually enjoyed Resident Evil Afterlife. Actually, it was a pretty good movie. I saw it in 3D. I saw it on Friday in 3D, and I saw it Friday in 3D in IMAX. And I actually enjoyed it. They did things that I wanted to see. All right, number one, they killed off the Alice clones. Number two, Alice got her powers taken away. Number three, Chris Redfield was in it, and he actually, knew what was going on. He was leading everybody, and he actually fought Wesker. Number four, Wesker, of course. And number five, Jill fucking Valentine. So, there's my review. this is my one and only probably review you're gonna see for a movie. It was really good. The 3D was pretty awesome. If you see it in 3D, it was pretty cool. The story was a bit lacking. Some of the characters that Paul made up for the story were kind of annoying. The one girl was kind of hot, but yeah, it does have Chris. If you are a Chris Redfield fan, just check this one out. Do it for him. I cheered him on, and then sit tight and watch Jill. Sienna Galileo Jill, she was fucking smoking hot, and you know the next one's gonna be good. And Sean Roberts as Wesker was just awesome. You know, whatever. The movie was the best one of the series. I can only say this. Don't watch the first 3. You will be pissed, because then it will kill the mood of the last one for you. Just watch this one. Watch Afterlife, and then rate, comment, subscribe to my channel too. And yeah, post a comment and tell me what you thought about it, because this was the only one in the entire series I liked. The only 2 Resident Evil movies I liked and will ever like until I see one that catches my eye and gives me interest and I like it was Resident Evil: New Generation and Afterlife. Yeah, check it out and leave me a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie. And then point out what you didn't like. And then, yeah, we could talk from there. Yeah, take it easy, guys.